Welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Rachel Roller along with Bob Sellers. Well, the media has been accused of giving President-elect Joe Biden a pass. The laptop scandal with his son Hunter Biden was given very little attention and then even banned from Twitter for a while. And now we're seeing something kind of similar. Alec Baldwin's wife posed as a Spanish immigrant for years while the media gave her a pass and never even bothered to verify her real background. Take a look.
And yeah, I'm a different kind of Bostonian, but that's who I am, and you kind of can't change your background, nor would I want to. I'm like really proud of who I am and all of my different experiences. And has it made me insecure as everybody over the years? Sure, yeah, I've had my insecurities, but I'm learning that, you know, what makes me unique is also of value to myself.
And if you're new to this story, to give you a quick recap, Hilaria Baldwin has in the past said she was from Spain. Her husband, of course, famous actor Alec Baldwin, on The Late Show, saying his wife was from Spain. And then now we're learning she is, in fact, from Boston, vacationed with her family in Spain, causing a lot of confusion. So here to weigh in on all of this is branding advisor, Newsmax columnist Marc Rudov. Marc, thank you for joining us. We've got a lot to talk about between the softballs to President-elect Joe Biden and Hilaria Baldwin kind of just faking this whole background? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's very simple. We have two sets of liars. We have hilarious Baldwin on one side, and we have Biden and Harris on the other side. But the thing is the hilarious Baldwin is inconsequential. What's important is that Joe Biden has lied and invented himself his entire life. Going back to when he claimed that he was at the top of his law school class. That was a lie. He plagiarized. In 1987, Johnny Carson mocked him for plagiarizing on The Tonight Show. Biden plagiarized Build Back Better. That comes from the Marxist World Economic Forum, and it's a euphemism for the Great Reset, which means you push a button and America overnight becomes Cuba. That's what Biden's pushing. Let's see. He lied about spying on Trump and General Flynn, and he lied about his son Hunter, as you mentioned before. Lie, 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 lie. Let's take Harris. She lies all the time, and a couple of days ago, she lied about celebrating Kwanzaa, a holiday invented by a convicted felon in 1966, a guy who electrocuted women. Now, Harris's background is Jamaica and India. Yet she says generations of her family sat around with Kwanzaa stories. Total nonsense. But why do the media focus on this inconsequential, hilarious Baldwin and ignore Harris and Biden? Because they can deliver the left-wing agenda. If they slither into the White House, they can do gun control, they can enable China and Iran, they can have men participating in women's sports, and, of course, climate change. Baldwin can't do any of that. So as a distraction away from these two communists who might enter the White House, they focus on an inconsequential person, which just demonstrates that the fake news media are useless to not useless to this country, dangerous to this country. And it shows that the whole profession is a joke.
Yeah. By the way, Marc, Make America Great Again was not original. It was taken from Ronald Reagan. If you're going to steal from the best, because that's the ultimate American
And if you're going
president.
to steal from something that represents America,
Exactly.
not something that represents China.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you think? How do we get traction with stories like this? How do we get people to make it matter? Because as you're saying, so much of the mainstream media just lets them say whatever and get away with it because they're in line with what their values are. How do you stop that?
Well, that's a good question, Bob, because in this country, most people do watch the mainstream media. I go into my gym almost every day, and I try to bring up politics to people. They have no idea what's going on. And I say, well, you must watch CNN. Yep. And then when I tell them what's really happening, they call me a conspiracy theorist. Most people in this country have no clue what's going on. They get their news from Facebook and Twitter. And that's why they don't know anything, and that's why they're so gullible. And the mainstream media and social media control all the news in this country. If Twitter doesn't like, just the other day, Twitter banned Ron Paul, a doctor, because he pointed out that Fauci was contradicting himself. Just for pointing that out, the video was banned. So there's so much control, and the lame Republicans sat around allowing this to happen. Don't forget, Trump had complete control of the country. We had the Senate, we had the House, we had the White House. Section 230 still exists. They could have gotten rid of it, but they didn't. And this is what happens when you allow a monster to grow and grow and grow. And that monster is called the left-wing media.
And we're going to talk about Section 230 a lot later on in the broadcast. All right, Marc, thank you so much.
You bet, Rachel.
And we will be back with more of American Agenda after this.